NASA has discovered a new crater on the Moon. The finding was made by the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter by comparing before and after images. The cause of the new crater is likely from a Russian spacecraft which crashed a fortnight ago. The location is about 400 kilometres from the spacecraft's intended landing spot.
Since that day, Russia's Luna 25 failed to land at the South Pole region of the Moon. Rumors of its failures have spread across the globe. The spacecraft was meant to be the first in the world to land on the south of the Moon to discover frozen water reserves and precious elements. However, due to spinning in an uncontrollable orbit, Luna 25 crashed badly on the Moon's surface, according to Russia's Roscosmos space agency said Sunday.
The Russian space agency says its Luna 25 spacecraft has crashed into the Moon after it spun into uncontrolled orbit. The space agency Roscosmos says it lost control with the spacecraft on Saturday.
Later, NASA went on a space mission to solve the mystery of Luna 25 and traced its gravesite. The astronomers discovered a huge moon crater that's much like a 3-story building of 33 feet in diameter. It's such an exotic sight all up the sky in the distant cosmos. The astronomers are pretty sure that the crater must be the gravesite of Luna 25. Even NASA made a statement on the 19th of August. During its descent, Luna 25 experienced an anomaly that caused it to impact the surface of the Moon. The moon crater assumption got more support when astronomers found out the 33-foot diameter crater was located about 250 miles at 69.5 degrees south latitude, short of where Luna 25 was intended to land. The more the mystery, the double the assumptions. However, nothing has been declared a final statement yet. The lunar lander was the first moon probe of Russia in 47 years that met a crash landing due to a loss of communication during its descent. It's more probably the crash blasted out that huge moon crater that's serving as the gravesite of Luna 25. NASA's Red-Eyed Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, or LRO, captured the traces of Russia's probe. The LRO team deployed an orbiter camera to take pictures of a specific area on August 24th. Then they compared those photographs with ones taken in June 2022 and discovered a new bright crater on the Moon that has formed in the last 14 months.
NASA Moon Orbiter spots crash site of Russia's Luna 25 lander. Russian spacecraft reportedly creates a 10-meter crater upon impact.
All these detection procedures almost confirm that the huge crater is the remnants of Luna 25. On the 31st of August, NASA released an official statement saying since this new crater is close to the Luna 25 estimated impact point, the LRO team concludes it is likely to be from that mission rather than a natural impactor. Despite being located 250 miles away from Russia's lunar lander, the crater lies at about 58 degrees south latitude on the steep inner rim on the Moon's ponticulant G crater. If Luna 25 made it to the Moon, it would have been the first pilotless spacecraft to explore the South Pole region. The mission was launched on August 10th, bringing the dream that has been awaiting the country since its days in the Soviet Union era. The Luna 25 title is also a tribute to its previous successful Luna 24 mission from 1976, which involved returning lunar samples to Earth. Russia's moon lander was introduced in competition with India's Chandrayaan 3 but couldn't succeed due to poor communication networking. However, Chandrayaan 3 successfully made it to the south region of the Moon with its dog-sized moon rover Pragyaan to explore how to mine moon water. No matter if India's mission wasn't as big as Russia's, it put them on the international stage as an emerging space agency across the globe. The failure of the lunar lander Luna 25 is discussed as the apparatus moved into an unpredictable orbit and ceased to exist as a result of a collision with the surface of the Moon, resulting in a crash. However, Russia hasn't given up on this Moon mission. According to Roscosmos, The mission was to show that Russians could deliver payloads to the moon and guarantee Russia's access to the moon's surface. But sadly, the Ukraine-Russia war stopped its space program, severely affecting the mission it was supposed to carry afterward. In addition, you may wonder what the moon's south pole contains that has been intriguing the scientists this much. To put your curiosity to rest, astronomers believe that the south pole might contain frozen water in the rocks that future explorers could transform into air and rocket fuel, an idea that opened another chapter of discoveries in space, science and technology. This Lunar 25 might have been considered a failure in moon exploration, but it has paved the way for upcoming robotic landings that once seemed a senseless idea. From now onwards, these lunar robotic drives are considered the epitome of precursors to human exploration. They are basically serving as scouts that help gather essential data and access the conditions of the moon before sending the astronauts. Also, moon landers like Lunar 25 open up ways to evaluate critical information without risking human lives. They help us explore hazardous areas to human lives, map out safe landing sites, identify potential resources, and study the lunar geology and environment. However, here's a plot twist. The moon landing isn't as simple as it seems. The challenges to successfully land a spacecraft are beyond your wildest fantasies. That's one of the reasons why Lunar 25 didn't make it to lunar space. The moon's surface is particularly hostile, with crazy temperature shifts between day and night. Also, it's known to contain loose lunar soil with a lack of atmosphere, which makes the landing probably even worse. Particularly in the South Pole, the landing failed owing to its rough terrain, long shadows, and extreme cold. Astronauts find it difficult to land the spacecraft through these obstacles, as lunar landing demands touchdown with extreme precision to avoid rocky terrains and ensure they meet mission objectives. Lunar 25 basically faces challenges in its planned South Pole landing. The mission had to be redirected to a safer location due to difficulties in the original landing attempt. It shows the landing moves still need more robust technology to highlight careful site locations. However, it's worth mentioning that NASA, ESA, Roscosmos and other high-end space agencies are actively looking to find ways to develop advanced landing systems. They aim to come up with precision landing algorithms and hazard detection sensors to ensure spacecraft can autonomously adjust their trajectories. The Lunar 25 failure also highlights the importance of maintaining communication between Earth and lunar spacecraft, especially during the descent and landing phases. Apart from the challenges, the discovery of moon craters also has significant outcomes. The moon craters provide us with valuable space insights. They are not just mere surface scars, but more like windows to the moon's geology and history. The pockmarked surface is a historical record of countless years of space history. The frequency and intensity of impacts on the moon can be reconstructed by dating lunar craters. As soon as missions like Lunar 25 and Pragyaan 3 made it to space, lunar exploration became more fascinating. In the 21st century, scientists have been trying to figure out the benefits of working together in space endeavors to pool resources, knowledge, and technology. The International Space Agency has the crown to make space travel a norm, at least in today's era. The moon, planets, stars, and all the celestial bodies have always held a special allure for humans. Even though NASA's Artemis program is also working in this regard and aims to return astronauts to the lunar surface to establish a sustainable human presence on the moon. It will broaden our understanding of lunar geology, test new technologies, and pave the way for future missions to Mars. While discussing lunar exploration fascination, China's Change mission is worth mentioning. China made history by successfully becoming the first spacecraft to land on the moon's far side. The mission will continue making successful strides, and Change 7 is said to explore the moon's south polar region for water, ice, and other resources. Despite these missions, the Lunar Gateway also held its own significance. It's a collaborative project involving NASA, ESA, Roscosmos, JAXA, and other partners to serve as an orbital station for lunar missions. This will pave the way for long-duration lunar exploration, acting as a gateway for astronauts traveling to the moon and beyond. However, the private space agencies also play a role in this mission. There are a number of space agencies like SpaceX, Blue Origin, etc., developing lunar landers, rovers, and other high-end machines that could provide innovations, cost reductions, and the potential for commercial lunar activities, including tourism. With that, we can expect more Luna 25 and Chandrayaan in the upcoming years, making all these space fascination missions a norm with less technology in capability and risk management. So, let's end the video here. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and let us know your thoughts on Luna 25's failure.